NerdRage, your weekly source of all things pop culture. It's Paul Gord, joined by my buddy Kevin Beckvar.
Yo.
Today we are doing an all Black Mirror edition. So we're going to go through each episode, tell you what we thought, how we think it ranks overall, how they rank in the season, and how the season ranks overall. We're going to start off with the first episode being the USS Callister. Super good episode. I actually think it was one of the strongest episodes of the entire show. It had a real heavy Star Trek influence, which is amazing. Obviously can't use the title Star Trek, so it was, what was it? Starfleet?
It was Starfleet? Yeah, I think it was Starfleet.
Was it Starfleet?
Yeah.
Which is still in Star Trek, so I don't know how they got away with that. But, guy is DNA replicating digitally people in a world. What do you think about that? Do you have rights as a human being in?
I mean, honestly, if this person just didn't know, I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's like, he's taking people he works with,
But
he's putting them in this game where he treats them like complete shit, dude.
Right. But, do you think those digital copies actually have any kind of rights, though? Or, is there anything technically wrong with doing this?
I don't think so. I mean...
Ethically, no?
Ethically, you're still stealing DNA from people and, being creepy.
I mean, yeah. Oh, that's just weird. Imagine being that DNA copy, though. You have no idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You take someone you know, you take their DNA, and you put it into this game where when you go to sleep with this piece on, you fucking imagine everything, through how you want your story to be. And he sets up a whole game for it.
Well, the company made a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made some game, and then he did a skin, like a mod over top of it, to where he had it what he wanted to be. Because you notice how when they left the black hole, they had different suits in a different ship? I think that was how the actual game was really developed, was to look like that, but he had put a skin or a mod on it to make it look like his favorite television show, and it was offline, so he had complete control of this MMO type world. Basically torturing his coworkers to just do whatever he wanted to because he could. It's weird though. You start out feeling so bad for the guy. This guy's, I feel so bad for him. He just gets pushed around, and then you see this little ant farm that he has in his head. It's crazy. I think it's definitely one of the strongest episodes of the season.
Yeah, and that's
really
just the bottom of it. It's then someone from the game realizes, and she tries to communicate with her real self,
right, to
kind of freaking try to stop this, and it ends really, really intense. It's intense.
What would you what would you write to yourself to get yourself to know that you're inside and not to do it? Because it didn't work for her. It did eventually because she blackmailed herself. But what would you do? Would you blackmail yourself? Would you believe yourself?
You have to.
Think about it right now. If you got a text message right now from yourself in a video game telling you that you're stuck in it, would you believe it?
I mean, right now, no. I think someone's fucking with me like Black Mirror because I just watched it.
Right.
But in real life, I'd be like, who is this? I just got a new phone.
Right?
No, I don't know. I don't know if I'd believe it. So it'd be hard. It was crazy.
That was interesting.
It was a great episode.
So at the end, his consciousness is deleted, right? That's what they make us think.
Yeah,
I think so, right?
He pretty much just dies in his sleep.
Yeah, they just delete his consciousness, so he's a vegetable from now on.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, that was solid.
Super awesome.
All right, Kevin, take it away with episode 2.
Archangel, episode 2. I personally liked it as a parent. It's this mom implants this whole GPS pretty much system into her daughter as a baby, and then she can tell her heart rate. She can see everything that she's seeing, on a iPad computer screen, and it ends up, of course, failing eventually in life because that shit just won't work forever. And it gets pretty crazy by the end, and the daughter just fucking goes wacko on her mom.
How did she not realize that that's a terrible idea?
I think she did. That's why halfway through, the episode, she's like, I'm done with this. And then she grew up, she threw in the basement. You should have tossed it.
True.
But then eventually, she was like, I think my daughter's doing something weird right now because she's not at the friend's house where she said she was. And now I'm like, what the hell? So I think I would do that as a parent. Be like, it's my only hope. My kid could be getting roofied right now, and I need to figure it out, dude.
See, Kevin, I think Kevin has a better. He likes it a little bit more than I do. Wasn't a big fan of this episode in particular. I don't know. A lot of things didn't make sense to me. Like the fact, why didn't she snap the iPad? Yeah. Why, as a teenager, did she never think to destroy the iPad? That would have been an obvious first move, but that never comes up. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. Like, what'd you think of the payoff? Her killing her mom.
Well, she doesn't really kill her. She
yeah, that's right. She gets up and runs out.
Yeah.
So it's just a runaway story then.
Yeah, she just. I thought it was good, dude. Because they would have killed her, that would have been super intense, which would have been still pretty crazy and cool. But the fact she just beat the hell out of her mom with the device itself is pretty awesome to me.
Yeah, it's kind of symbolic. I didn't think about that.
And I like that.
So would you do it?
Like,
to your kids?
No, I wouldn't, dude.
No?
I didn't grow up like that. I don't think they should either.
Yeah.
Unless it was government mandatory.
Talk about Big Brother for real.
Yeah. I mean, you can put GPS on their phones when they get phones. That's good enough. I don't think that's really bad. So.
For sure.
Yeah, if you're paying their cell phone.
Yeah, right, I guess, yeah. Alright, so then episode 3, Crocodile. This is a one where it's about a couple who's driving middle of nowhere, hits somebody, kills them, and decides, why we can't turn this person in. There's a girl and a guy, obviously a couple, and the guy is like, no, I'm going to get blamed for this, I'm going to go to jail. She's pretty hesitant, she thinks they should report it, but he kind of convinces her, hey, let's ditch the body in this nearby lake and just forget about it. Which they end up doing, 10 years or so pass, and then they've parted ways, they're just completely two different people. She's grown up and has a successful career now, and the guy is starting to feel some guilt. He comes back to her, hey, I think we need to say something. His wife's still looking for him. It's just, he starts being really guilt-ridden and says, we need to do something. She, at this point, has this big career, doesn't want to give everything up. So she's like, no, we're not doing that. But basically, things escalate. She kills him. And how did the girl find... Oh, okay. Then there's at the same time, there's an auditing going on for a court case about an ambulance that hit somebody. So she's going around looking through people's memories to see their recollection, and she sees through watching other people's memories that this girl had seen. So she goes to her, ends up seeing her kill the guy because it happened at the same time, and watch out, dude. Sorry, my cat. Kills him, or ends up. Does she kill her? Yeah. Yes. Then she ends up killing the girl because she can't let her get away because she saw. Then she has to kill the husband because she finds out that she told the husband. Then she has to kill the kid because the kid saw her. So basically, she has to kill anybody that saw her. Yeah. Yes, to get rid of the trace of evidence. And kills everybody. Then at the end, you find out the kid was blind, didn't even see her, totally unnecessary to kill her. And then the hamster, the guinea pig? Guinea pig.
It was a guinea pig.
The guinea pig is what gives it all away. The guinea pig, they go back, look at its memory, and see her do it all. And ends with her getting arrested at her kids' play.
Oh, yeah, her kids' play.
Super good, super dark, classic Black Mirror.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. That's what I'm looking for when I go in to watch a Black Mirror episode. I think it was super solid.
Which is weird because we didn't kind of ranked it, not one of the highest, but talking about it more,
Yeah.
It's a good episode. Dude, if you see the box, like when they're reading the mind, she has this little TV screen this big in front of her, and she puts a device on them or whatever, and then they just think back to any memory they had of that, but they can't escape, something just can't escape their memory, so she's literally seeing it on a screen of what they saw exactly.
Right.
Brutal. It was awesome.
It was really good.
Yeah, super cool episode. I like it more just now talking about it. That's a pretty awesome episode. Very Black Mirror, like you said.
Yeah. I liked it. Super dark ending. I like a Black Mirror episode. By the end of it, I want to feel a pit in my stomach to where it's just you feel bad and you don't know how to consume it. That's what Black Mirror does for me. It gives me this weird feeling that I can't describe, and it just makes me feel weird. Weird.
Yeah.
So next episode, Hang the DJ?
Hang the DJ. We both really enjoyed this one. This is a good one. So, it's about this... They're in this world, basically, this... I don't know, what would you call it? Like a freaking utopia of some sort.
Yeah.
Where they have a device like that will hook them up with a date, almost like a dating website, but they tell them, hey, you have someone who is... freaking you're compatible with or whatever, and then it tells you your time frame. So you're always on the time frame. It's like you guys were in a 12-hour relationship, and then it has to end after that.
Right.
So there's a lot of that until you get to a point where, this could be a 9-year relationship or something crazy, a year relationship, and if you're miserable, you still have to stick with it. So it's pretty crazy, and it gets really twisted by the end. Like, they just want to escape this. These people just want to be together from day one, but they don't. They go through crappy relationships, finally get back together. Let's like escape this, and then it turns into a what the fuck just happened in the show right now, because now they're in this digital land, you know, when they're climbing a fence, and then I don't know. Do you feel like it ends like they, no matter what? Do you feel like that is their last relationship at the end? Like that is it? Like after?
What do you mean?
When she has the nose ring, do you feel that was it? They're gonna be together and that's forever?
Yeah, like
that was 998.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
okay.
Yeah, and they had never met. I don't think before that.
Yeah, exactly.
Those were digital. Because it ends up showing a bunch of copies of them when they get to the end.
Yeah.
So you
998 of them.
Yeah, you realize that they were running a test with the same programs with their personalities over and over, and 99.8% of the time, they got paired up together. So then proving that they would work in real life. So then you realize at the end of the episode, they've never even met each other. They meet each other for the first time at the end of the episode, and that was all simulation trying to figure it out. The whole time watching that one, I was waiting for the twist. I was waiting for the bad, they don't end good usually, so I'm waiting for this horrible thing to come. But no, that was a really good story.
It was super good. Yeah.
I think too they did a really good job with the love interest. Usually I don't care about love interests in movies or shows. Very rarely do I. Shout out to Smallville, though. One of the first relationships I cared about happening on TV. But yeah, in this one I really cared by the end. I was stoked that they got together. I was stoked that that's the way it worked out. That was a solid episode.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
Super good. That's the only one I've watched twice now, and I definitely liked it a lot. It was just different.
So do you think that the thing based on how many times, because they kind of make it seem like it, how many times they check the thing for the time is how long they kind of have? Because it seemed like it never affected it before until that time that he checks, and then it just plummets. You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you that's affected by it?
It was.
Do you think
it was almost a trust thing, so they just made him cut down.
Or do you think more on the line, like overall? Do you think it was more of a test where the company or the simulation is basically giving you an obstacle or like to see how you react? So they go, okay, how do you react from seeing you have this much time to us reducing it? And that can tell us how much you feel about this girl. Because if you start tripping the fuck out, you obviously really care about it. You know what I mean?
It's both.
It could have just been a test for that.
Because he asked the device, is this because I asked you and she didn't at the same time? And it was because it was a one-sided instead of a check at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, so that's like, well, you can't be trusted.
I was stoked to find out, too, she wasn't getting, like, banged out by a bunch of other dudes, because I felt bad for him when he heard that.
Yeah.
So to find out it was just digitally,
yeah,
it makes you feel a lot better. Even though the nose ring implies some wildness.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take it away with number, 5?
We are on, number
Metalhead. 5. Oh, I wanted this one so bad because I can't stand this episode. I mean, not can't stand it. If I would have seen this on YouTube, I would have been like, this is a cool episode, or a cool short movie, but for a Black Mirror episode, no. So basically, it's there's a group of like, is it post-apocalyptic? They almost make it seem post-apocalyptic.
I didn't really see this. I mean, there's not a lot of people in it. That's for
sure.
There's
like wilderness, desert, wasteland.
It seems kind of like that, or just in a place where there's nobody.
It almost felt Mad Maxy to me.
Yeah.
But like with more technology.
In black and white.
Yeah. And so there's a group of people, they go to try to break into this warehouse to steal something. They don't really tell you what it is. They tell you that it's something that's going to help someone have a better end to their life, but just comfort, not actually do anything for them. So they're trying to break into this warehouse to steal something, which you don't know what it is the whole time. And there's a metal mechanical dog-shaped robot inside of it. And it's basically like an anti-theft security system, I'm assuming. And, they end up, people are dying, it's blowing people's heads off, which was super cool. The robot's graphics were super cool and everything. And she gets away, they're tracking her because she gets shot with a little tracker, and she, trying to do all this stuff. She shoots it a few times, comes across a house of other dead people. What was with those people? Why did they kill themselves? That's one thing that made me think it was post-apocalyptic, too. The family, when they go in the house, they just killed themselves?
I think maybe same thing. They were getting chased down, too, and they just ended
But that was like their house, it seemed like. Like, they just died comfortably in their home. Like, they just killed themselves.
Yeah, it was weird news, but that scene was pretty...
That was pretty random.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then eventually at the end, she gets to the point where she finally kills the robot dog after all this struggle. And the robot dog shoots off another tracker, which again did not make sense to me. Because why... You're telling me they know all this stuff about the dog. She knows enough to do all the thing, and you know what I mean? And to wear its battery down, but she doesn't know that when they die, they shoot off a last one. Didn't buy that.
I don't know, dude.
Didn't buy that. That was weak.
Because they shot off more than one on her. They shot off like 8.
Yeah, but they should know that it's a death rattle one. Like, if there's a death rattle one, she should know that because she knew enough about the machine to know other things.
I wish it just turned into a bomb and blew up. That would have been crazy.
That would have been cool, too.
Yeah.
And then she decides to kill herself instead of... Because there's one in her neck, and she thinks she'll probably die if she tries to blow it out anyways. So she decides to kill herself and just end the suffering. Didn't work for me. I don't know. Like, if your adrenaline going... In the moment of, I'm about to die, you don't make the decision of, I'm done. Like, screw it. No. I don't buy that. After everything she did to fight and claw and stay alive, you try. And if you bleed out and die, you bleed out and die. But you don't just, especially a horrible way like that.
I think she knew she just was, dude, she could barely get away from one, knowing she had that many trackers in her, which all went to a individual freaking
You got that
dog
from that?
thing.
You think that? Oh, I didn't see that from that. I thought they were just tracking to the whole network and they're all coming now or something.
No, I thought each one was one of them.
And why is there so many? Like and then oh yeah, ends off with you seeing what's in the box and it's teddy bears.
Yeah,
teddy bears.
That part was whatever.
They were stealing a teddy bear for a kid who was dying. Great thought, but I think he would have rather had his mom, maybe.
Yeah. Just
a thought, in my opinion. Super weak. Honestly, probably, in my opinion, the worst episode in Black Mirror history.
Whew.
Yeah, I really didn't like that episode. Did not do anything
ever, dude.
Yeah, out of all of them, all the other ones at least have something. No. Even I'm not a huge fan of the San Juan one, the lesbian couple time traveling one. Yeah. That wasn't a big one for me, but I would definitely watch that again over this.
Playtest for me. That was one of the worst. The pedophile kid or whatever.
No, that was Dance Now or something.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I didn't like that. Oh yeah, Playtest is a good one. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's a super good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, cool. Last one. What do we have? Episode 6.
All right. Yeah, Black Museum. Strongest one of the season. They ended it real well with this one. It's like 3 individual episodes within an episode, basically. Is it 2 or 3?
I
think it's 3.
I think there's
technically 4 if you can believe that.
I think there's 3 and then the overall one. So yeah,
4.
4, yeah.
Crazy. It's just about a museum and it's stuff within seasons. You know, you've even seen or haven't seen yet, right. Which they talk about. It's like, it's like a piece of an artifact of when it happened.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like a death museum. Yeah. But they show you the instances of these sad, curious cases of technology gone bad, which the owner of them happened to be involved in all of them.
100%.
So it's basically him just screwing people. Yeah. It's a museum of him screwing people over his whole life.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the first one? The pain one?
Was that the first one?
Yeah, the first one was they built the receptor that the doctor can feel pain, and he starts going around and feeling everyone's sicknesses to be able to, because he's a doctor.
To cure them.
Right.
Yeah, to see if
what'd you think of that one?
It got good, man. It was like, he got like super into the pain, so he would, ejaculate from it pretty much.
It started with them putting it on his girl, right? And you could feel her orgasm and his orgasm at the same time. So he was like mega climaxing.
Yeah, she started not liking that at all.
Well, then the pain. He started liking her pain, and then, And then, dude, that ending when he starts hurting himself, that was a pit in my stomach.
Oh, it was a gross one.
A little. Yeah. I felt a little woozy. Like, that one, I'm not gonna lie, it got to me a little bit. That was intense.
Yeah, that one was good.
And the second one was what, the bear?
The bear. Yeah, they put, so the wife's in a coma. Is that what it is? She's in a coma. They have a kid.
Yeah.
And they want her to still be able to see the kid, so they put something in her, right? Is that what it was? Was it in her?
Yeah, so that she could answer yes or no and stuff?
Yeah.
She could just answer yes or no, I think.
Yeah, communicate, but she could see the child.
I don't think she could.
I thought she could.
No, not until... And then they ask her, do you want more communication beyond this? And do you want to be able to see your child and hold your child?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then they put her inside of his head.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, so he's like she's like a consciousness in his head.
Yeah,
watching what he sees.
He meets a girl after this girl's been in a coma forever. He meets his neighbor, right?
Yeah, his new neighbor.
And then she's in your head all the time, and he's like, she's telling him no and all.
Which
this
is
stuff.
A horrible decision. How would you ever make that choice?
Because he had the love for his wife at the time. I think he didn't think it was gonna be like this, but and I don't know, dude. But then it gets to. He's like, I need this out of my head. So then the doctor's like, oh yeah, maybe we have another option. We can put it in a teddy bear. Well, you could have told me that a while ago.
Right. Right.
So they put it in a teddy bear's eyes, and they put that in the room, and she could feel the hugs.
Yeah, and she could answer yes or no, kind of. She could say like a positive line, like, I love you, or I need some love, or basically, needs a hug. That That to me was so gnarly.
It was gnarly.
That's torturous to just be in a bear for eternity, basically. Oh, bro, that's rough.
Watching your, if the bear's on the floor or whatever, it's watching your husband have sex with his woman, dude.
Right.
Oh, man.
Super weird.
Yeah, so she went loco pretty much within that world. And then, so they have the teddy bear in the museum.
Right.
And it still has her in it. So.
Which they say, but then they're like, is it really? But then,
Yeah.
And what was the last one? The last one's the electric guy, right? No, that's the overall one. There's one more,
overall. Right? Yeah, what was the other one? Oh, man. I thought there was a crazier one, too.
I don't think so. I don't think
Well, the electric one's cool.
Yeah.
They just wrongfully accuse somebody and go in prison. And then he gets the electric chair and this device who...
Well, it's like this guy builds he wants to download digital consciousness and make a hologram of people. So he tries to do it to famous people so he could have, think about if Michael Jackson died, you could still have a hologram of Michael Jackson that's like him and could sing and everything like that. So he tries to do it, finds out there's too many rights to try to get famous people. So he's like, well, I could get famous killers, because, nobody's representing them. So he talks the guy into giving him permission, the rights to his consciousness, which turns out like he's like a clone of him, almost like from the first episode, kind of.
Yeah.
That's like a clone of him, and then guests can come electrocute him and...
Yeah, feel the experience of it, and he's like literally feeling it.
Right. And then that rock thing was weird. Remember how there was like a hologram keychain that the
that was cool.
Was that like so he was a split clone of him in there as well?
No, I think it was just a picture of the souvenir or something of it. It was like just a souvenir of the experience, so you could see him. But the twisted part is he's giving the tour to this girl, and the girl ends up being the daughter of the dude being electrocuted.
Right.
So she puts his consciousness into it or something, or gets him...
Right, puts him in there.
In there and stuff, electrocutes him, and then she leaves with a souvenir of him getting electrocuted, which is friggin' dope.
Twist of the whole thing, she has her mom's consciousness in her head.
Yeah, that's right.
So her mom's watching her get revenge, because the mom had come before and tried to talk him out of it, but it didn't go well. Yeah, that was good. That was super solid.
Whole lot going on in that episode.
There was honestly, they could have dropped Metalhead and probably Archangel, and took those two stories within that and stretched it out. I don't know how it would have played out, taken away from the museum aspect of it, but I think those were solid enough. Those would have been better episodes, because they were stronger stories.
Substitute, one of the parts of the Black Museum as a whole episode, and put Metalhead and have like that little dog robot as a thing. I could have
dealt with that if it was short like that. Yeah. But to have a whole episode and then not these little moments not get full episodes, like, dude, you were on to gold with these ends, and then you just didn't. I don't know. That was weird to me.
So Black Mirror, listen to us. What we're saying, hire us.
Yes, Black Mirror.
Order your stuff.
Yes, please pay us to watch your stuff and tell you what's good and tell you what you should put out.
Just saying.
Yeah, for sure. Sponsorship, hit us up.
Yep.
All right, so now we're gonna rank our 2 favorite episodes of the entire show. Period. All together. So, Kevin.
All right, mine is definitely White Bear on season 2, and it is this girl wakes up in the morning and she's just walking around. People are following her with cell phones, taking a picture, but they can't really talk to her. Every time she goes to talk to them, they kind of run from her. And she just goes through this torture, just gets just abused and just broken down in every way possible. And then she goes by the end of the night, after she's been tortured pretty much all day from this city, she finds out she's just on a reality, like a TV show, because she ended up watching her husband kill a child or something like that, and this was her punishment.
Mm-hmm.
And then
she recorded it and didn't know.
Yeah. And then they bring her back to the house, drug her, so she forgets everything of the days before, and then she wakes up and goes through the same thing every single day. They move everything in the house back to where it's supposed to be, fix everything. Holy shit, that was a week-long recovery for me. I was just like, whoa, the episode was so intense.
It was like the most fucked up version of Groundhog's Day.
Oh yeah, man, it was
so
good. It was
so good,
crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Yep.
All right, my episode, I'm gonna go playtest, which is a guy signs up in Japan. He's a backpacker in Japan, right?
Yep.
Finds out about a way to make some extra cash. Finds out this company's testing their kind of like VR chip, something along those lines. So he's like, cool, he's into it, video game place. He goes there, dude's making this crazy horror game. They inject him kind of Matrix-y so he can plug in and, goes off into this virtual land. Everything's cool. Things start getting a little scary, but he's good. The game adapts over time, kind of learns what his true fears are. Really starts going gnarly. Things go insane. He thinks he gets out of the game at one point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he thinks he's out and he's talking to the guy, but then twist at the end, he's still in it.
Yeah.
And the thing ends up frying him, basically. Kills him. Overload, because he gets so fucking scared, right? That's why he dies. The fear. Yeah, he just overloads in fear and dies, and they just dispose him and start from the beginning. So it basically ends with you back at the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
He was drugged, implanted, almost right away.
Yeah.
Super good. I loved this episode because, to me, one of my favorite movies is The Game. I love The Game. I love the movies where you don't know what's happening. At the end, big reveal. It was this the whole time. I love that stuff. Fear Inc. was a great example, and this was a good version of Fear Inc. I mean, Fear Inc.'s super strong too, but this was a really good version of it, and I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it was definitely horrifying some of the parts. It was cool. Cringeworthy, just like you're like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I could ever play it. I don't know. I haven't played a scary game in a very long time. Last scary game I played, I was like 14, and I could only play it when my mom was in the kitchen making dinner, so that there was like someone there, while I'm playing it. I would get too scared. I can't even imagine being inside your head.
Yeah.
No, I would never play a game like that. I would fun games, but not a scary game. No.
Nah, the scariest I did probably 8th, 9th grade when freaking Resident Evil 1 came out. Mm-hmm. And those dogs coming at that shit scared the hell out of me. And then I was like, nah.
I remember that. My dad got that game and he played it. And I remember watching it right before I went to sleep. Shout out to Dad for letting me watch that before I slept. Awesome. Good parenting. Watched that. It was super good and it scared the shit out of me. Yeah. And I had a lot of trouble sleeping. Those were good games though.
Yeah, super good.
So now seasons. We'll rank the seasons, how we think the season order is. We'll do this every time a new season comes out. We'll reshuffle the order, figure out how we think they evaluate, whether our episodes are still the same or we got new ones, and rank them overall. So, Kevin, what do you think?
All right, season 2 is the best season.
I agree with that.
Strongest. Only 3 episodes. Season 1 and 2 are only 3 episodes, so it's a hard one. And then they throw a random White Christmas in there that's not in any of the seasons. Technically, season 2, episode 4.
Yeah.
But they added way after.
Right.
Yeah. So I would say 2 being the strongest. What do you think's next?
Number 1.
All right.
Number 1's solid. I think especially with that first episode, the pig episode.
It's grotesque, yeah.
So awesome. Good. I was hooked. That first episode had me hooked. Yeah. I was in full ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I watched the movie Conspiracy right before Black Mirror came out, and I was like, this is exactly like that, dude.
Such a good movie. Yeah. Shout out to Conspiracy. Go watch that. That is such a good movie.
See, I think it might still be on Netflix. It's been on for a while on there. Probably 3 years, but I'm hoping it still is. It's good.
I want to get that head tattooed on me.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And then number 4, that would be this season. I think this season was decent, but just doesn't beat 1 or 2. They were just super solid.
Yeah.
Can't come close to that. What do you think? Last one.
Is definitely the season 3 because had 2 really strong, maybe 3 episodes, but the rest were I just couldn't give 2 craps about really.
Yeah.
It's hard to get through.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
People love the last season. I haven't heard so much. I haven't really heard much on this season.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I don't know if people are just taking their time watching it, but I couldn't. I just had to.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm hooked.
I think I watched them all in 2 days.
Yep.
I'll have to go back through. I want to watch some of the old ones again too. And,
Same. Some I kind of forgot, dude.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Yeah, I want to kind of watch some of them over again.
Yeah. We never did our ranking episode.
Oh yeah,
this season.
Yeah,
so
let's rank the episodes in order this season. What do you think?
This season, Black Museum, which is episode 6, number 1.
Yes, hands down.
Yeah, that one's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's number 2?
Number 2, we're gonna go with the USS Callister. I could have almost done this one for first. They're pretty, neck and neck.
Yeah, that's good.
But
that's very biased.
Yes, I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
So it's
Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah.
You can like both.
Yep.
What do you think for number 3?
Number 3, I'm putting Hang the DJ, which is episode 4, and that's the one that we talked about with the dating timeline.
Right.
Solid choice. That's a good
choice. Number 4, we're going to go with Crocodile, which is the murder one where she kills someone, keeps stringing along, has to kill all these people. Super solid episode. Probably even could have gone a little bit higher, but...
Yeah, after talking about it, dude.
Yeah, I'd probably rank it a little higher. But
it's good. It's good. But they're such a good season. It's hard to rank them.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. There was some good ones this season, for sure.
Number 5's Archangel with the mom implants, GPS, and the whole system for the daughter and everything. So that one was definitely good, but not as good as the rest.
All right, and it is my personal pleasure to rank the last one. That will be, what's it called?
Metalhead.
Right, Metalhead. Metalhead is terrible and is deservedly the last one. I would rank it, how many total episodes are 18? Yeah. 19 with the Christmas special?
Yeah.
I would rank this one 19. 19 out of all of them,
Woo.
for sure.
Yeah.
I really did not like that one.
Man, I liked it.
But what do you guys think? Do you agree with us? Did you like the episodes? Am I crazy? Is Metalhead the best Black Mirror episode ever?
Okay,
And I don't know what
no.
I'm talking about?
You shouldn't be watching it if that is the case.
I agree. Go watch bad YouTube videos then.
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Let us know what you think. We're looking for more topics to cover. Let us know in the comments what you think we should cover next week. Is there anything that you're interested in hearing us talk about? Any fandoms in particular? Movies? Let us know. All right, guys. Out.